VOA, 18th of March 2024, despite the mediation offered, China maintains a distance from turmoil in the Middle East. Religious considerations predominate over economic ones in the Middle East, limiting China's influence. China has endeavored to increase its prominence in the Middle East by offering to mediate disputes and conflicts. However, analysts assert that Beijing's restricted participation in the Gaza war demonstrates that the country continues to prioritize its interests. Yun Sun, director of the China program at the Stimson Center in Washington, stated in a recent article for Foreign Policy magazine that China's involvement in mediating the reconciliation between Iran and Saudi Arabia a year ago instilled optimism that the two countries could devise a strategy to defuse tensions in the Middle East. She stated, "China has failed to deliver on that promise." Sun and other analysts highlight China's substantial reliance on Gulf crude oil for its economy. Beijing places utmost importance on Middle East stability, as it obtains 53% of its energy requirements from the region. Sun stated, "China has long positioned itself as a client and a customer of Middle Eastern oil, which grants it influence, but not with the obligation to provide peace." Hisham Al-Ghanim is the director of the Naif Arab University for Security Sciences Strategic Studies and National Security Programs, which is headquartered in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Recently, while participating in an online seminar hosted by the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, he lauded China's shared values with Arab states, including its early support for a ceasefire in the Gaza conflict. However, Chinese political engagement in the Middle East remains limited, Al-Ghanim continued. He stated that China does not have a fundamental interest in the Middle East, and I do not believe that its power or role in the region should be exaggerated. China, like the United States, does not possess a comprehensive security strategy that effectively tackles the primary security challenges in the region, including the resolution of the Gaza conflict. We did not observe the expected performance from China. As of now, China has refrained from undertaking any measures that would effectively terminate the conflict in Gaza, for instance. Associate Fellow Ahmed Aboudwa of the Middle East Program at Chatham House in London stated in a report that China exerted pressure on Iran regarding Houthi attacks in the Red Sea but only to protect its ships. Furthermore, in its effort to safeguard international commercial shipping in the area, Beijing will not use its limited influence to support the U.S. agenda, he asserts. China's endeavors were directed toward securing assurances that would safeguard its immediate interests. Aboudwa wrote, "There is no evidence to suggest Beijing was motivated by any desire to jeopardize its credibility by advocating for a complete de-escalation in the Red Sea." He notes that the Houthis granted immunity to Russian and Chinese ships due to China's threats. As it cannot afford other options, China has adopted a low-risk, wait-and-see approach, according to Aboudwa. They do not wish to be compelled to abandon their stance and engage in the incursion simply because a Chinese vessel has been severely damaged or sunk. Middle East studies are under the direction of Professor Du Gangsun at Fudan University in Shanghai, China. As its most significant trading and investment partner, China views the rise of non-state actors, such as the Houthis, as a direct threat to its interests in the Middle East, he told an online Chatham House panel. Therefore, China says the United States cannot withdraw from the Middle East. Because it can serve as a stabilizing force for China and the rest of the world, the Middle East requires the United States, he explained. Further, he asserts that Beijing wishes to convey to the United States that it is a partner in Middle Eastern governance and not a rival, and that the emergence of non-state actors in the region is the result of a governance deficit. According to Sun, this deficiency can be filled by the United States and China cooperating in security in the Middle East.